And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host for this evening, Mr. Bernie Fershpan.
I want to welcome everybody to the Metropolitan Room. This is your night, Bobbie Horowitz. You look beautiful tonight, Bobbie. She's a songwriter, she's a performer, she's a producer, a director, a consultant, a blogger, an author, and most of all, she's cabaret's #1 cheerleader. Bobbie was born and raised in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. Here she's at age 2. Same smile. Now you might be saying it's hard to tell that it's her, but it is her. In fact, Bobbie was a fashion plate when she was 2. So let's look at some of the pictures. You might recognize her here, you see her? She was very inspiring. She was the fashion plate in preschool. Do you recognize those hats? Those are really your hats. Yeah. Here's another one. And I think we have one more. Yes, that's my favorite. She started early. Born to a musical family. Her mother, Selma, who sang show tunes and opera. Bobbie's dad was an attorney for hotel and theater owners, and because of that, Bobbie was allowed into some shows. Bobbie originally had her heart set on theater studies, but ended up graduating first in her class with a degree in industrial and labor relations from Cornell University. First in her class. First in her class. She went on to get a master's in education and taught for several years, and then she worked at her dad's office in labor relations, where she met her husband, Ralph. 4 years later, David was born. When David was in kindergarten, Bobbie got the itch and took Stella Adler's acting classes. Bobbie produced many off-Broadway shows and given many actors many roles in her musical productions. Bobbie continued on with Gene Frankel's classes and then took on auditions. She was working in local theaters, not musical, but mostly acting. In her early 30s, Bobbie got her first acting job and got David to act at age 6. Over time, Bobbie became more interested in musical and less with plays. Horowitz met Spector in junior high school in 1952. Later on in life, Bobbie studied at Actors Institute and reunited with Spector in some of their workshops. Later on, they both played all the clubs together, and in 1988 won the MAGIX Award for Outstanding Comedy Duo, and later on to win a lot of Billboard awards. Did you know that, folks? And for country music, no less. Who would think? She went to kosher camp and she won country music awards. They also discovered country music and wrote a lot of country songs. From 1997 to 2007, Bobbie had an office in the old Paramount building as a theater producer. Is that the old Paramount building? These days, Bobbie is seen nightly at cabaret and theater shows in the audience. Is that right? Yes, she is. She's also given classes in image work for the last 20 years, helping performers realize the beauty that they have and how to dress to bring it out. Bobbie is certified in color and style. Bobbie produced several productions, shows to Goya, Bobbie Horowitz Strikes a Chord, and Greatest Songwriters Up Close. Bobbie also produced John Mayer's The Betrayal of Laura Blake. I think we have John Mayer here tonight. John Mayer, excuse me, John. From 1999 to 2001, Bobbie was the executive producer of the Drama Desk Awards. Know that Bobbie also instructed and mentored performing high school students and troubled high school kids to act and produce their own shows. God bless you, Bobbie. Here are 2 characterizations of Bobbie created by both Sam Norkin and Rick Tulka. Bobbie is best known for promoting other performers, sorry. Finding the good characters of others and pointing it out, she is the opposite of a critic and keeping this community balanced. She is, after all, the #1 cabaret cheerleader, Bobbie Horowitz. Are you folks ready for a show? Yes. Please give a warm welcome to Rob Langeder and Stacy Perlman Langeder.
Nothing's too good for my Bobbie, 'cause Bobbie's so good and kind to me. Just for you I'd learn to bake a pie.
I know I've loved you a long time. But when I got the invitation that said, "This is your night," I thought it was for me. This proves that Bobbie and I are not the same person. I'll host a late-night show on ABC, and Carol Channing will be imitating me. Tata Subways and the subway scene. I rent a future Porsche limousine. Bill? Yes. I should be traveling with an entourage.
But I must say that I'm changing my major to Joan. I'm changing my major to sex with Joan. I'll gladly stay up every night to hone my compulsory skills with Joan. She drooled on her pillow, so sweet. Changing my major to Joan.
The shows that she saw last week.
You are the one. Ricky Ritzel, Golda Meir,
Oi, what a
Joan
misfire.
Crawford, Jay Rogers, Eric Michael Gillette,
Monty, Barry Levitt, the Nicholas brothers, the Czar Nicholas II.
Wait a minute, I'm falling apart here. Nate Flather, Jamie DeRoy, Karen Mason, Chuck Prentice.
And that was only last week. Our time was running low.
But now you're here, and now we know just where we love you every day of our life. I don't know, I made that up because I don't know what the hell we're doing or where we are.
How I hurt, though I knew that you would never stay. Cry, love you.
Soon his son was sitting by his bed. "What's the matter, Papa dear?" he said. And Rosenthal is better now. He just simply wouldn't die somehow. It's all right to pass away, but when people start to pay, that's no time for a businessman to die.
I saw this most enthusiastic, joyful person I've ever seen there, and I thought, I have just got to go and say hello to her. Classes in keeping your face energized and young. And so this is why we all have the smiles that we have today. Thank you, Bobbie, for that. Who is Reverend Justin Epstein, and he says, Bobbie is one of the friendliest people I have ever met. She loves people. Her optimism and upbeat attitude is energizing. If we all had the outlook and expressed the love that she has, there would be peace on earth and goodwill toward all, for real. I love Bobbie and know that there are many others whose lives she has touched and continues to touch with the warmth and joy of her spirit. Thank you, God, and thank you, Bobbie, for the gift that you are. Love and blessings from Justin.
It's Bobbie Horowitz. She's my spiritual mother. She's my fashion advisor. I met Bobbie at the salon when we were doing it at the Algonquin a long time ago. Oh my God, who is that? And quickly we became close friends. There is not anybody that I know that lives their life more authentically and with more freedom than Bobbie Horowitz. Do you follow your heart? This this moment is your home. Freedom, rock with me, baby. Yeah.
If I were told to describe this woman in one sentence, it would be that I have never heard her say an unkind word about anyone. And that's something that I strive to emulate. When I'm worried and I can't sleep, I count my blessings instead of sheep, and I fall asleep counting my blessings. Think about the children and I picture curly heads, and one by one I watch them as they slumber in their beds. You fall asleep counting your blessings.
I want to thank Bobbie for the same thing that all of you guys thank her for, the constant support, the kind words, the encouragement. Thanks for loaning me this suit. You didn't tell me that it matched the carpet. As I write this letter, all I see is you. Lots of love from me to you.
The problem coming up a little late is, you know, everybody took all the good stuff. I was going to say you're divine, and then somebody took that. And then I was going to say how encouraging you are, and somebody took that. But I have a word for Bobbie. Bobbie is an inviter. Bobbie always invites you in. She always invites you into her circle of love. She's always inviting everyone in. She's inviting goodness in. She's inviting light in. Always, constantly.
Win some, lose some, left with hope in tatters. You will see me trying, hoping, praying.
Bobbie, you were one of my first friends in New York City. I moved here 3.5 years ago after a lifetime of wandering and trying to get here. I finally got here, and you befriended me, and I'm so grateful. You are like the living example of what I dreamed New York would be. You inspire, and you support, and you love, and I just love you. Thank you. The words I've said, or should have said, like scenes that need rewriting. If I had changed a single day, when to miss or when to stray, I may have never found my way to you. On my way to
I was going to talk about Bobbie's generosity, her kind-heartedness, her open-spiritedness, and then the Reverend Justin just stole that part of my speech. And then Chuck Cooper got up and stole the second part of my speech, which was going to be about everybody stole the first part of my speech. So anyway, we all know and love Bobbie, and what a sweet-natured, generous, I just have to kiss you, is Bobbie's son, David F. Sloan.
You're not schizophrenic. You're not paranoid. Your symptoms aren't classic. No patient for Freud. Know what you are, Nora? You're a schmuck. There are cousins whose synapses have become too inbred. Can't you see you're being undone by Laura and Spencer? The being the sleeping beauty and the sitting duck. or else on your tombstone. Ashma. I would like to make it very clear that my mother is not a schmuck. That was not written about her. And everybody's been talking about lots of wonderful things about my mother. I just want to point out that nobody's been quite focusing on how she's very unique, very unusual, not in like in the best of all possible ways, but she raised this. I'm just gonna leave it at that. You know, it's very few people would raise this, and I thank you for it.
Bobbie, I love you. You're delicious. Oh, mirror.
You called me.
Oh, mirror.
I'm listening.
I've tried collagen injections with placenta and manure.
Too serious. There's an inner glow if you let it show, and you'll lighten up, and you'll brighten up, and you'll feel young like Snow White.
The young elephant, the little young elephant, all they have to do is like hear the band start to play their theme music, and the trunk goes up, and the beat goes down, fades to the happy foot. The middle-aged elephant in the circus has a trainer, and the trainer, has a prod, and the music starts playing for the middle-aged elephant, the theme music for that elephant. The trainer shows the elephant the prod, and the middle-aged elephant's trunk goes up, and the beat starts going down on stage. The old elephant turns around and says, "How's the house?" That she will always be a young elephant. I have never, ever, ever known anybody who loves this business more. You are the exemplification of this song. There's no business like show business. Like no business I know. Nowhere can you get that happy feeling when you are stealing that extra bow. Yesterday they told you you would not go far, and that night you opened, there you are. Next day on your dressing room, they've hung a star. Let's go on with the show. Let's go on. Lights that lifts you when you're down. The headaches, the heartaches, the backaches, the flops. When your heart beats like a drum. The closing, when the customers won't come, but you go on. You go on. You go like show people, 'cause we smile when we're low. Even in a turkey that you know will fold, you may be stranded out in the cold. Still you wouldn't change it for a sack of gold. Let's go on with the show.
Mark Nadler. Thank you for bringing her up. Good timing. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Why don't you stand right over here, Bobbie? Stand right over here, my dear. You look gorgeous tonight. How about all the performers tonight? Weren't they amazing? Thank you all. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge a few of the alumni of This Is Your Night. We have Marianne Lapinto here tonight. Where are you, Marianne? Where's Kitty? Kitty Scribello. Where's Kitty? There she is. Thank you, Kitty. Joseph Macchia. Joseph Macchia. Thank you so much for doing a brilliant job. Sumasuki. And now I'm going to call up the chairman of my board, Mrs. Joanne Frischpen. Where are you, honey? Okay, I'm going to have Joanne. Joanne. Take out to show everybody. Look how beautiful this is.
Bobbie, don't wear it.
Bobbie, you're a dear friend to all of us, and we will always think of you with admiration and appreciation. You are one of a few in a breed of true champions on this earth and give without expecting anything in return, except for the pleasure of making others happy. Bobbie, on behalf of the entertainment industry and the cabaret and show business community in New York City, please accept this beautiful and symbolic gift in recognition of your significant contributions, your support of all the other artists, your generosity you've given over the years. Thank you so much, Bobbie.
Somewhere in time, beyond the ages, there was a perfect place in time and space with you. Let time return, fold back the pages, so we can find the love that once was so new. Somewhere I know we'll be together. Wait for me there, my love, and I'll return again to be with you. The bonds of time and search until then. Somewhere in time, someone you knew somehow will find a way to say, I've come back for you. Bid love return and find me waiting somewhere in time. Search on